Everyone is excited about the Codex app's new computer use plugin, which can now operate your computer alongside with you to work with more of the tools an app you use every day, generate image, remember your preferences, and do a lot of things. So essentially, it's not just for the coding purpose alone, like computer use, but you can now use it for doing the knowledge work as well. Essentially, like you can use the power of the codex to understand what is your performance of the machine and what is the CPU usage, and what if you want to edit the files, or what if you wanted to even control the browsers and do all sort of things. So you can do all of these things from the power of the codex app right now. So this is the powerful way of how you can do it. But in this particular video, we are not going to talk about the Codex app, which is just going to open the browser and perform certain action, which you can even do with a Playwright MCP server for that matter. But we are going to see how you can harness the power of the local large language model with the power of the Qwen3.6 billion parameter model, do the powerful tool calling operation and control your computer systems without even sending any of the data to the GPT model. Because you know that every time while you use the Codex app with the computer use plugin, you are going to be running out of tokens quite immediately. Even if you are using the Pro plan, you are going to be getting this particular error here saying that your daily limit has reached. But what if you are going to use your local large language model with the Qwen3.6 billion parameter model without even paying and without even compromising your privacy, which is going to be running on your local machine, really, right? How can we actually achieve that? And that's what we'll be discussing in this particular video. So what in this particular video I'm going to do is I have already downloaded the Qwen3.6 35 billion parameter model. It's an MOE model, and this is not a dense model really, but it can actually use the tool callings much more efficiently, as we saw in our earlier videos as well. So you can see that I have actually started running this particular model in the API server over here, as you can see. And I'm also going to show you the Codex app that I have got over here, which has already reached my limit. And now the reset limit is going to happen around April 28. So today is April 21, and my reset is going to happen on April 28, which is going to be a long time. But if I'm going to upgrade it to plus subscription, I will have more limits to use this particular codex, but still it is going to achieve very immediately if you're going to be using the free version of the codex app. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do some tricks in this particular video. I will show you what those tricks are that you have to do without you using the computer use plugin, and then connect with the local large language model using Qwen model that you have got over there. So you can see that currently it says upgrade, and I have already logged in. So there is a log out and everything's going to come up over there. What I'm going to do is all of these settings of the Codex app is actually living. So this is where all the configurations are living. So this is the notify. It says me that the computer use app just turns ended, which means I cannot use it anymore. That is the notification toast that you are seeing over here. And then it also shows that whichever project that I have allowed it to be trusted. And this is the marketplace bundle, which is also showing me what the OpenAI bundle is. And there is a computer use bundle as true, which is the plugin that I'm talking about. And there is this GitHub action plugin is also enabled, and there is a Playwright MCP server tooling is also enabled because I have configured it and I'm starting to use it as well, which you can actually do it from the plugins over here, or just go to the manage. You see that we have got the computer use plugin as well as the GitHub plugin over there, right? So we have got all of these, and there are some skills also enabled for me over there. Now what I'm going to do it is I'm going to modify this particular file a bit, and I will show you how you can use the local large language model, which is nothing but the Qwen3.6 model. So in order to do that, I'm just going to go copy paste this particular line over here, which is model provider is equal to LM Studio, because I'm going to be using the LM Studio as the model provider right now. And the model is going to be the Qwen3.6 35 billion parameter model, which is this one. And the model reasoning effort is nothing but medium. So you can set medium, high, low, whatever that you wanted. So I have set it to medium over there. I'm going to save it. The moment you're going to change anything in the configuration, the Codex app will not be reflected with a new change. You're still going to see the GPT-5 model and medium things of that nature. Just go and close this, you see that now what's going to happen is the moment I'm going to close it, it's also going to sign out for me from my account, and also this get plus upgrade, everything is going to be going away. So you see that I have quit the Codex app, and then I'm going to open the Codex app right now, and you see that now there is a whole new window there. There is no get plus and there is no upgrade, and everything is gone because this is currently running my local large language model. Now what I can do it is I can start chatting with my large language model using the Codex UI. So you see that I'm gonna just put this thing over there, and if I'm gonna try to send a message right now, let's say I'm going to say hi, because now it is configured to this particular model. You can also see the developer logs as well while this is going to happen. And if I'm going to send a message over here, you are going to be getting an error message here saying invalid request error, param tool 15 type and invalid string. And you can see the same kind of error message even in the console log in the LM Studio as well. So what exactly this particular error? It took me some time to figure out, and what the error actually says is that with Codex app, if you have the computer use plugin enabled, then you cannot actually perform any chat operation. It's not only the computer use plugin, but it's like the MCP server plugin or GitHub plugin, whatever plugin that you have. If you have that over here, it is not going to work with your local large language model. So what you have to do in the settings over here, this is the most important part. Please try to understand this one. If it is enabled as true, then set this to false, or even delete this completely. You don't even need that. And even see, I'm going to remove that plugin from here. And even the Playwright MCP server plugin is also not required. So I can just set this to false. I'm going to save this completely. And the moment you're going to change anything in the configuration file, you then have to restart this Codex app as well. So I have quit that, and now I'm going to open the Codex app one more time. And now if you try to ask, let's say hi over here, you can see that this time it is doing a response over here. So now if I'm going to go and see the LM Studio over here, you should see some responses coming up instead of the errors that we were getting earlier. So what is going to happen right now is now I can ask some question like I asked before as well. So like, what is my CPU usage? I can ask that. What is my CPU usage? And I'm going to change the default permission to full access. So I'm going to give the entire access because it is running in my local machine. And I still believe that I have control over this particular model. And I'm going to just run it and see what is going to happen. So you see that now this particular Codex app is going to go and talk with my large language model, and it is giving me the responses over here. While this is happening, you can also see what's really happening over here as well. So you see the number of tokens is being generated, and also you can see the console log as well at the same time. And I'm going to do a lot of different prompt over here. I will show you what are the things that you can actually achieve and even do that. So now I'm going to ask, maybe let's say, get me all the images that I have got in my downloads folder. So this is going to essentially go and check my downloads folder, and it's going to see if I have got any images, and then it's going to tell me that what are the different images that I have got. You see that it's giving me the PNG file, JPEG file, and there are the GIF files as well. So what I'm going to tell right now is sort out the most highest size PNG file that I have got. So let's see if it is going to sort out that for me over there. It says that there is an 8 MB of an image which I have generated using Google Gemini. And now I can even ask it to even compress this particular image if I wanted to. So I'm going to say, can you compress that image for me? So you see that now I'm actually doing everything in my machine, and I have given access to that, and I'm doing it all with my local large language model as well over here. See the power of the tool calling. You can see so fast over here. The Qwen3.6 35 billion parameter is just outperforming in that, and you see that the compression has really happened for me there. And I'm going to say, can you even further compress it to 88% or something like that? And if I'm going to say that, it is going to go and download maybe some Python library and do some conversion of that image, like compression of the particular image. You see that now it's running the Python library there, and now it is doing an aggressive 98% compression over there, and it's doing it for me. So you see that everything is right now happening within my local machine over here, and this is amazing. While this is happening, I can also do things in parallel as well, and this is the power of the Codex app, where you can actually do things in parallel as well. So if I'm going to say run the application locally exit automation site for me from the tryout folder. So this is what I have really given. I have really not given any other context for this guy over here. And while I tell this, what is going to happen is right now, this particular Codex app is going to go and look for my folder structure to see if I have got any exit automation site over there, and it is gonna go and check that for me. And if it finds one, then it is going to go and run that particular application for me locally over here. So let's see what is going to basically happen for me there. You see that how amazingly it is going to go and find all the directories over there, and then it could able to find all the information. Actually, even before I do that, I'm going to just stop this one over here. I can also show you that you can also create the I'm just going to give the privacy and security allow as well over here, which is not something that you should give, but because this is my local large language model and I still feel that I have control over my data and my machine, I'm still fine with that particular option at least. So what I'm going to do is you can actually go to the plugin section over here and see that you have got the skills. You can also add a lot of skills as well over here, like doc skills, Sora skills, PDF skills, Playwright skills. And if you add all of these skills over here, now you can also enable your large language model to have all of these skills ability as well with the power of the codex over there. So all these skills will be sitting in your codex setting as well. You see that over here, like the PDF setting, skills, Playwright skills, as well as everything like Sora and things. So everything is going to be sitting over there for you. Will that particular skill be installed? I can actually ask the Codex app to do even further things as well. So I'm just going to open the LM Studio here so that you can see it. Navigate to, and I'm going to give the app name over here, something like this, and perform login operation by entering the username as admin and password as password, and create a new employee. Use some realistic data to create the employee. So this is what I have given over here. So now what I'm thinking is right now it should enable the Playwright skill for me while it is doing it. And because I have given it right now, you see that now automatically the Codex app is going to enable the Playwright skill instruction for me. And this is quite amazing. And everything is happening because we have our powerful local large language model, which is capable of doing all of these as well. So it could be able to find the skills, the toolings, perfectly correctly, like how it should be, and now it is doing everything for me over there, like behind the scene. And because this particular skill actually defines that it is going to be running the Playwright using the PW CLI, which is nothing but the Playwright CLI option. So you don't see anything in the UI, but behind the scene, you can see that it is actually doing things for you. So it's logging into the application, entering the username and password. It has logged in successfully over there. It has logged in as admin and showing the hello admin and logout button there. And it's creating the new employee by adding a new employee option. See that everything is really happening for me behind the scene, just that you don't see it. So this is another thing that you can actually do with the power of the Codex app and with the local large language model. And you see how fast they are. This is pretty crazy. And while this is happening over here, I'm also going to ask one more follow-up question over here. I'm going to say, create a Excel sheet of all the commits that I have made in my GitHub repository in the tryout folder. So this is something like an RPA process, like the robotic process automation, where most of the time we try to see if there is a file which you can extract it and get some information which you can send it as an email or something like that. So those kind of operation you can do it as well within your local machine with a local large language model. And you see that right now I have given it. You see that now the Codex app is going to go and figure out things with the power of our large language model. It has understood there are 4 repositories, there are 75 total commits, and now it is generating an Excel sheet with all of these information. See, now it ran 2 things in parallel. The first one was completed, like it has created a user called as Rachel Thompson. Let's see if that particular user is there in my application as well. I'm just curious whether it is really the case there that it has created. So if I'm going to go to the employee, search for Rachel Thompson, and you should see that there is an Rachel Thompson as well. Pretty cool. So the user is actually creating, so that task is completed. And the second one that I have told it is to go and figure out how many commits that I have got on that particular repository. So it's doing it for me right now. And you see that how amazingly fast these are doing. I know this is all happening because I have got my Apple M5 Max machine with 128 gig of storage. So that's the reason why it is doing it really, really faster. But if you try to do the same exact thing with a lower end model like M1 Max. I've tried it as well. It is not slow at all. It is working as expected, like not this fast, but it is actually working faster as well, which is pretty cool. So this is pretty much like a OpenClaw era right now, because even you can see that the head of the Codex OpenAI has told that the biggest lessons from the OpenClaw is that the good teammate doesn't start from the scratch every time you check in. They remember what's desired and what's still open and proactively helps you. And today we launched the Heartbeats and Codex, automation that maintains context inside a single thread over time. Instead of each run starting fresh, Codex wakes up in the same conversation with a history and context it needs already in place. And you can also have it scheduled it on next step, just ask Codex. So basically, you're going to have all the context over here stored for every single conversation that you are making, like how this one has actually did over here by creating an Excel sheet for me. And now you can ask the follow-up question on the same chat. So every single time you're going to do a chat, it is going to have all the context for you. So let's say I'm going to say open the file right now, which is going to be telling me the open the file which it has created, which is the git commit all.xls file. And I'm expecting it to be opened for me. There we go. See, it opens the git commit.xls file for me, and it has generated quite an amazing Excel sheet with the repository, the commit hash, the author, the email address that I have used, the date and things. Oh my God, this is mind blowing. So these are all just happening because it has the entire context as well. And I can ask them follow-up questions even more easily, like how you do with ChatGPT. And these are all just going to be there in the Codex app as well. And this is, to be honest, quite amazing. So these are things that you can do with the Codex app. And the last thing that I wanted to do it is I'm really interested in doing this kind of things, which is pretty much like a file operation, like an everyday operation that I wanted to do as well. So let's say I'm going to say, open the Camtasia app for me with my latest recording where I talked about Qwen3.6. So this is going to be like controlling my application without even have an API access. So you can also do those things from the Codex app right now. So look at that, what's going to happen. Let's also show you the LM Studio in the meantime, so that you can also see how many tokens been generated. See that it has found a Qwen3.6 recording, and it has actually opened that in my other window, but I can't really open it because I'm actually recording it from Camtasia, so I can't actually do that. But guess what? You can also do those kind of operation as well. So you can even open certain files if you wanted to open it from here. It just goes and identify which location your files are being saved, and then it also shows you those information. These are mind blowing. I mean, now the Codex app has got the entire context of my machine. It controls my operating system, my machine with a local large language model, and I can do every single thing like from my normal English text, and everything can be achieved over here. This is quite amazing. That's it, guys. This is what I really wanted to show you today with the Codex app. So make sure before you start using this Codex app, you also disable your signed in account. Use only the local large language model, and the settings is something that I'm going to be pasting it in the comment below, so that you can just use this particular settings over there. Right? That's it, guys. Once again, thank you so much for watching this video. Catch you in the next one, and let me know what you think about these kind of evolutions happening.